right, welcome back everybody here to SimTrax Broadcasting, coming to you live here at Darlington. As you notice, some of the drivers are having plenty of a hard time out there. As we're looking at William Page going ahead and earning his Darlington Stripe during qualifying. That's going to be tough. Austin Spencer, we just came in at the end of his as well. Joining alongside me tonight will, of course, be Douglas Ross. And Douglas, this track, holy cow, man. This they call it the track that's too tough to tame, and I'm starting to figure out why.
Yes, most definitely, Patrick. It is the track that is too tough to tame, and I can tell you why. Drivers are really going to be racing around this track and not get a few battle scars out on their cars tonight, because most definitely we're going to see people getting really, really close to that wall tonight. So don't be surprised if we have a couple cars leaving tonight with a couple battle scars.
Boy, and I got to admit, taking a look at how these guys are racing out here, you see John Peterson taking a little bit of a slower time. Something tells me he wants a back-of-the-field start here. Looks like Darren Ingram in the number 21 Toyota. He's getting up to some speed. Finally, about 140 slinging off of turn 4 here, and he's going to pick up even more speed as the Snickers machine continues his roll. Let's see where it places him. Holy cow, second place, not a bad job there. As he continues the charge here up to the front, looking to see if he can get past Justin Krzyzewski out there in the 05 Toyota. Now, Toyota's doing pretty well here so far. Just about every single one of them has qualified so far in the top 10. We're looking to see if any more guys out there are looking to have a better qualifying time and get back out there. But I've got to say, the track is not the way you would expect. You know, we think of Darlington most famously for the Days of Thunder movie. You don't take turn 4 on the outside, but a lot of what we're seeing is turn 4 on the outside is actually working out very well out there. But Douglas, though, you've been watching out there, these guys practicing a little bit, and there's definitely a hot spot out there on the track.
Definitely is a hot spot, and the hot spot that is out on that track is closest to the wall, because the outside groove, which is really, really close to the wall, why you see drivers getting so close to it and rubbing that wall, it seems to be the line where the most grip is out there.
Yep, I'm definitely expecting to see a few guys having some trouble on the exit of turn 2. Any idea as to why?
Really no idea why, but it looks like that the turn 2 exit may have a little lack of grip or whatever. You might just have to take a different line when it comes to the turn 2 exit.
Yeah, well, we're definitely hoping to see a good run here tonight as qualifying has finished. Looks like 8 drivers decided to qualify. Oddly enough, when I have 20 drivers available out there on the track. Douglas, when I see something like that and guys don't decide not to qualify, this has that feeling of not wanting to be involved in the top 10 guys getting ready to wreck each other out to start the race.
Most definitely, and we don't really want to say that when it comes to wrecking out. We really don't want to necessarily say that, but I think just some drivers might be staying in the back, just taking it easy, getting used to the track, because Darlington is not in particularly a track that is everybody's favorite. So we'll just have to see how it plays out for some of those drivers starting in the back.
Yeah, well, we're definitely hoping for a great race. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and see how Uncle Scotty's Southern 200 is going to kick off here. Looks like 147 laps, 4 sets of tires down in the pit, 70% fuel limit, and oddly enough, something tells me Mr. Cal Lovall out there, he fumbled up a little bit, but we're fortunately going to have at least one faster pair here tonight. So I tell you, that Darlington Stripe, we might be able to wipe that off with a squeegee and go back at it again and see if we can earn a second stripe. But that 98-degree track temperature, fantastic. The big one I circle here on this screen here, that wind. That's 15 to 16 miles an hour. And I think a lot of guys are going to get caught off guard coming off that turn, and then the front end of the car whipping around and having some trouble out there, especially when you're trying to draft other players.
Definitely a lot breezier than we actually seen when it came to other tracks. When we were at other tracks, we really didn't deal with the wind, but the wind is really picking up today.
All right, well, drivers are getting ready for the warm-up here, and they're definitely just kind of taking a few laps around there, trying to rubber up this track just a little more, as if they didn't lay down enough during practice. This will give them a chance to have a little bit of a driver's meeting. Guys, a reminder, we can't win it on lap number 1, and they're going to try their best not to, honestly, a lack of better terms, best try not to kill each other all the way through this one. I see it being a huge problem out there on the track that when guys try to run and gun it here at the beginning, it's nothing but trouble. And last thing we want is guys getting totaled out at the beginning of the race. As we could see, I don't know if you guys remember from the last race, there were some penalties dealt out for a little bit of upset driving out there. And guys, I think that's kind of what happens, is they kind of poke back and forth. No one's happy with the other guy's driving, and then he tries to make sure his race is not going to go any better, and he was trying to make it worse than his own, but hopefully that is not going to continue here tonight. I've been assured that is an impossible thing to happen, that will be fixed and taken care of. But Douglas, we've seen a lot, and definitely when you end up at Darlington, what you've raced, what is the best car in your opinion to race at a track like this?
Oh, well, that really all depends on driver and the car itself, because I've raced at Darlington with 4 different kinds of cars. I've raced with the Brooks, I've raced with the Xfinity, I've raced with the Gen 6 cars, and I've drove the next gen cars on this track. So really, it really all depends. I actually notice a difference with the next gen cars because they're a lot tougher to control on the track and everything. But these Xfinity cars, they're actually a lot different than the next gen cars. So these drivers are going to be dealing with a little bit more speed set. They're going to be dealing with a lot of looseness around the track. So it really all depends.
So what you're saying is it's a possibility of maybe depending on track temperature, depending on the league, depending on how you like to drive, how it feels out there. A lot of those factors can come into play, and that's just what you expect from a great track. I mean, what other kind of track is shaped more like an egg than this one? Nice wide around turn 1 and 2, and then we pinch between 3 and 4, which you can see Huang Do out there in the 06 Ford. He's looking to see if he can feel a little bit better out there. Decide not to get a decent qualifying time, but his Ford definitely coming alive here during the warm-up. He's hanging out in 9th after about 6 laps out there. One of our faster guys out there on the track, Andrew Hennessy. Well, that's to go without saying. He's one of the fastest one out there here at the moment. As we take a look, as a little bit of a throwback paint schemes are happening here tonight. I'm going to jam you here, Douglas. You care to elaborate on any of it?
Well, I don't really know much to elaborate on it, but you got me there.
All right. Well, we'll keep it rolling here as guys are starting to kind of check up a little bit here and try to get going. There was some trouble there on the backstretch on the Boeing straightaway there, and definitely we'll see a couple of different things going on. Looking to see how well these guys are doing out there. Is check up on Cal Lovell out there in the number 5. Looking to see if he's got anything going on. And don't forget out there in the chat, definitely make sure you guys blow it up here. Definitely check out there to see how you're doing. Jay, as always, man, pleasure to see you out there in the chat. We definitely get it going here. And seeing Gambit out there, driver of the 43 machine. Hoping to have a better overall luck. I would say, John Peterson, if you had qualified instead of that terrible qualification I just saw you do where it looked like you just let out of the clutch, I think I think you might be right. You might have a chance here tonight at not getting obliterated out there, as it's definitely a tricky one where guys are just trying to stay alive to the next round. Alrighty, let's see if I can take a look here at what we've got going on. I know the number 9 here should be a throwback to the Rodney Orr paint scheme from the 1990s. There you go. There's something new. I believe if Luke Smith is out there, I think I found him. There he is. Right now, that is a Ross Chastain concept throwback. Actually, looks like Ray the Goat had made that paint scheme for him. Great job. And I think... Let's see if Garrett Sidnor is out there. There's Sidnor. There he is. Looks like he is in a Long John Silver's machine. That's a throwback to 2011. And Ray Tustin took care of that one. We saw earlier the 43 and the 66 out there. Tommy Bordeaux went ahead and did the paint schemes for that vehicle.
I can tell you what, I already found my favorite paint scheme in Cam Barnes in the 97. He's running a Chad Little throwback scheme.
There you go. And the quad lock. All right. Let's see where Michael Murata is. I'm trying to see if he's been out on the track yet. Not seeing him. Not out there on the track. That's a bummer. I think he was supposed to be in a Napa machine. I think the 42 out there as well. I'm trying to see if I can sneak William Page. We saw him a little bit earlier. That's a throwback to Darren Ingram's car in Season 4. That was the Daytona winning car out there for William Page. And I think... Let's see, I'm wondering... Or number 13 is out there. Austin Spencer. I think he's out there as well. Let's see if I can get a little closer. Yep, that should be a throwback here to Robbie Gordon's 2000 Menard car. Huh.
That's not a bad looking paint scheme.
Yeah. Excellent. And I think Zachary Corbin's got something out there as well. See if I can find Zachary Corbin. Now, some of these guys have decided to post their paints up here to show what they've got going on out there on the track and what they've got going on with their paint schemes, but not to be confused with our truck season that they have as well. Trying to see if Noah Joyce is out here tonight. Some of these guys do tumble up between the two leagues. Noah Joyce out there is currently sitting down in the pits. We'll see if we can catch him here in just a little bit. Where's Darren Ingram? Yep, he's doing the Snickers throwback. We saw him. And I was waiting to see if Cal Lovell... We saw him out there in the 5, but I do not believe... Yes, I've got the right paint scheme this time. And it looks like he is running Cobalt. Throwback to Jake Oakley. The Season 4 Daytona losing car.
Ouch.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, these guys definitely keep it lively here. Now, Jake Oakley, between Season 2 and 3, Jake Oakley was the winner there. Favorite to win here, Davey Hazard was Season 6 and Season 9 winner. But I am not seeing Mr. Hazard out here tonight. So the next one they would throw that back to then ends up being Garrett Sidnor, who currently is sitting 11th for the start of this race. So gridding is getting up. And that's the only thing that makes this racing look fake is we start getting these guys popping in. There we go. There's the 05 Toyota. And, yeah, what do you say we kick it off here? Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting grid here for tonight. Justin Krzyzewski is going to go ahead and take the pole here tonight. Darren Ingram starts in second. Starting on the inside of row number 2 sits Steven Merzlak next to Luke Smith. Definitely a lot of guys getting some of their throwback paint schemes up here toward the front as Cal Lovell sits in the 5th spot for the number 5. And that moves us to Hen Bordeaux in 6th. Zach Krastowski, 7th. Austin Spencer, 8th. Starting in row number 5 will be Andrew Hennessy. A little farther back than expected for him, as he'll be starting next to the 06 of Huang Do and his Ford. Out there, that moves us to Garrett Sidnor, tonight's favorite, sitting 11th. Cam Barnes is 12th. And moving on back to the final of our field here. William Page, 13th. Noah Joyce, 14th. Darrell Harris, 15th. And on the outside of row number 8 is going to be the number 43 out there of John Peterson. Antonio Ruiz, Eric Sable will be starting in the back of the field here, as well as Austin Hakes and Blake Beacon. Now, we've got a couple of penalties dished out. Austin Hakes, Eric Sable, and Blake Beacon will all be serving penalties here first thing here tonight. So it is going to be a tough run for them. They're definitely going to be expecting some cautions here tonight. That way they can get back onto the lead lap, not the hard way. Pace truck lights are off the track. Let's go ahead and get this one under green. Oh, away we go. Waiting on Barney. There it is. Already a little pop out there. Looks like Zach Krastowski way off pace here. Might have started in the wrong gear. That's going to send him all the way back to the 15th spot as he's working to fight his way back in. Moving up to the front of the line here is Luke Smith has moved up to third. Krzyzewski, Darren Ingram 1 and 2. Luke Smith is third. Steve Merzlak starts fourth. And Cal Lovall sits in that 5th spot as the battle between Hem Bordeaux and Andrew Hennessy continues. Whoa, little knock to the wall there. Hem Bordeaux, early Darlington Stripe for her, and she's going to be getting across the line here already scuffed up.
Bordeaux will settle into spot number 7, and spot number 8 will be Huang Do, as it looks like everybody is starting to settle out and get into their straight lines and settling into their positions for now.
All right, now let's talk a little bit about the laps here. 147 of them here, and it's going to be a little bit of a race here. Already first lap, 36 seconds. I expect to see some of these guys actually break the 30-second mark, and a couple of drivers I can circle here that could do it. Andrew Hennessy, who's already fought himself up to 5th, and Eric Sable, but I am not seeing currently where any of the 3 here, Austin Hakes, Eric Sable, or Blake Beacon, have taken behind the wheel here tonight. They're going to be either starting way late, or we are still waiting on them. Hopefully they are able to start here tonight. We'll check out there in the chat and see if anybody out there in the chat has got a clue for us if they are going to be showing up on the track. If not, that's going to leave us with only 17 drivers here tonight, and that's going to be ugly, especially if there are points run there.
It's a shame for them if they were to miss the start of the race, which it looks like they did, and I don't think they'll be taking the wheel because I can still see that they're still all blurred out. But it looks like we have a battle going on for spot number 4 between Andrew Hennessy and Steven Merzlak. Merzlak caught the wall, and now it looks like he's going to do a battle with Cal Lovall for the number 5 spot.
Yeah, go ahead and work us through it there, man, as Hennessy has really been on a roll. That's 5 spots gained, moving him up to 4th. Luke Smith is looking to be next on his list. So apparently it doesn't look like any qualifying time is going to be a problem for him here as he is continuing his charge.
Definitely continuing the charge right there, and it looks like our leader, Justin Krzyzewski, is trying to find a little bit of grip on that high line, not catching the wall, getting high enough to find some grip.
Yeah, well, early on in the race, when you start thinking about grip, where would that grip actually end up being? About 3/4 of the way up?
Yeah, about that. You can see everybody is trying to get to the closest to that outside line, but not getting close enough to where they're scraping the wall. I think that's what they're trying to avoid, is to get that Darlington Stripe. But you can see our top 3 guys are just like riding right there, just trying to find some grip.
All right, looks like Luke Smith is trying to escape already, and I don't blame him. You want to get away from Andrew Hennessy, who's really on a roll here. So far, he's been beating these guys by about a 10th per lap, and Luke Smith unable to complete the pass there on Darren Ingram, and Luke Smith is going to have a miracle there of Andrew Hennessy. Let's take a look off the back there and take a look. Yep, that's Andrew Hennessy right behind him as we sit on top. Taking a look back, though, you want to keep your concentration looking forward, but here at Darlington, guys can be everywhere. They can be high, they can be low, and right now we've seen sometimes that the guy actually forces you into the turn, so his car can almost be connected with yours. Excellent turn there by Andrew Hennessy. So as we ride along here with Luke Smith, you are seeing where Andrew Hennessy is capitalizing apparently on the entire field here as he's continuing to roll up front. The only person getting up to that many places gained is Noah Joyce, who started 14th. Currently is broken into the top 10 and looking to still continue and get up to the front and hopefully end up with a top 5 here tonight.
Definitely a good run for those guys. And right now, we actually did have a battle for the number 6 spot, but it looks like Steven Merzlak will take that spot from Garrett Sidnor. Oh, and it looks like Merzlak caught the wall a little bit as he is going to fall back a little bit.
All right, well, Merzlak in the number 71 needs to keep the damage to a minimum here, as these Cup cars handle a little bit differently with folded up fenders. Pretty tight here for our top 6 so far, all within a second. Merzlak is about to lose that, though, leaving us to only our top 5 within a second, as Krzyzewski is doing a fantastic job out here, really doing a great roll out there in the 05 Toyota, as Darren Ingram's Toyota in the 21 sits second, but that was for a moment. Snicker's machine is moving backwards as the 39 tries to give a low cut here. Outside line speed for Darren Ingram. This is the battle for second. Loose is Luke Smith, and he is fortunate enough to be able to tuck in back behind Darren Ingram before Andrew Hennessy fills that hole.
Aaron Ingram, he will settle into the number 2 slot, and it looks like Luke Smith will settle into spot number 3, and it looks like Andrew Hennessy is going to try his luck on Luke Smith as he peeks down to the inside of Smith.
Yep, great turn coming out of 2 there as he looks like, a bounce off the wall here for Luke Smith. He's going to go ahead and check up, might have not 1, 2, possibly 3 cars here about to pass him. Huang Do unable to finish this pass here, and he's still working to fight by, no can do, as we see him continuing to chase. Not Huang Do, Garrett Sidnor. Sidnor now breaking back into the top 5 here as Andrew Hennessy has achieved 3rd. He's only got to make up about a quarter of a second to find Darren Ingram now, but a huge move there for Andrew Hennessy. Dove much lower than everybody else through 1 and 2 and was able to swing on the way out, but for tire life, that's not going to work. So he needs to really consider what he's doing out there with 147 laps, no stages, but we fortunately have 4 sets of tires down the pits.
4 sets of tires, definitely everybody's going to have to watch their tires when it comes to riding that outside line, because you can burn up grip really, really easy. It looks like we have a battle for spot number 7, and it looks like Steven Merzlak is going to do battle with Huang Do for the number 7 spot.
Yeah, not only that number 7 spot is under fire, but Andrew Hennessy once again is looking to take another position. This will be 7 on the night. Makes that full clear, and he gets Darren Ingram in the rearview mirror. Krzyzewski enjoying his lead here of 1.3 seconds, but is he burning the tires off the same way we saw Jacob Malone doing? Right now, Steve Merzlak does sit 7th currently, as it looks like Huang Do is all over his rear bumper, and they are going back to the drawing board as the Ohio State machine is still hanging out in 8th. Fortunately, he started in 10th. That's 2 up on the night, but right now, Douglas, I am looking at, 15 laps, 14 completed, 15 were on, and Andrew Hennessy is up a position every 2 laps here as he's gained 7.
It's definitely an Patrick, we got a battle for the number 3 spot, 3 wide going, and it looks like Darren Ingram, I don't know what happened to him, whether he got loose, but he has lost a ton of positions going on that back straightaway.
All right, well, hopefully Ingram is still able to hang in there. We'll take a quick peek at what happened during this pass. A little clinking and bumping around here. This is them heading into turn number 1. Looks like Sidnor is looking for a gap here. 5 rides up in, makes a little contact to the side, and right there, contact with the wall. Came a little loose out of 2, 3 wide, and that's the pass. Wow. All right, well, it looks like the number 21 is going to be in a boatload of trouble. Notice how early he was up front, sitting 2nd. Now is currently occupying the 7th position, but that's for now. Huang Do to the inside.
Looks like Ingram will keep that number 7 slot. And as we go back up to the front, Justin Krzyzewski is just increasing his lead by the minute.
Yeah, that he is. So I think we had a little trouble here in the back. Looks like William Page had to make a quick little slice to the inside following Cam Barnes out there. Barnes having a little bit of trouble out there as well, but both Barnes and Page gaining 4 here on the night. Great job here as they continue their turn forward. First driver a lap down goes to the number 9 of Darrell Harris, and I think he is taking it back to the garage, if not had an unfortunate disconnection. Last time we saw him was back on lap 4. I was hoping he was going to return, and I think that's going to do it, leaving us with 16 drivers out there on the track. The first time I've seen anybody start putting Andrew Hennessy Making him a small dot in a rearview mirror here is Justin Krzyzewski. But Hennessy is actually starting to reel him in over the past couple of laps. Last lap time of 31:56 for Krzyzewski and 31:43 out there for Hennessy. But Sidnor actually faster than all of them here as he hangs out in third. He is making up a 31:37. Now, is he frying these tires off? Maybe. I would say he probably might want to wait another 10 laps. But, you know, are we going to be real tight on fuel by that point? I would assume not. I think we should be able to go almost 40 laps here before we're going to need fuel.
It's definitely. And the battle is heating up for the number 8 spot. Oh, as we had big, humongous contact between Cam Barnes and Darren Ingram. And Ingram is in big, big trouble.
Yep. Caution is out here. Darren Ingram into the wall. And he earns more than just the stripe here. Let's see if I can get that drone footage and see any kind of damage. Right front tire's locked up. And what Ingram wants to do is just drive it into pit. If he wants to save his night, remember we do have a fast repair. He just has to make it. Right now, if he tows, he's going to be looking at least 3 laps down. So he's going to sit in there trying to limp it back in here. Boy, I hate this here for Darren Ingram. How do you have such a fast night and then everything just come apart and in pieces?
I'm looking at him
That's
right
it. Dang.
Yeah, that car was not turning. The front wheels were completely locked up.
Yep. Well, right now, looks like it's going to be a complete clean out here. Everybody coming down in the pit. We'll keep you guys apprised of if they decided to take tires or not as we roll back and figure out what caused the yellow flag. Obviously, Darren Ingram was in it. Ooh, shot there. Looked like a 97. Let's see if we can find what happened to see if it was actually caused by one or the other here. Like, see if we can find, where do you think would be a good, oh yeah, there we go. That looks like a good position. Let's see. Take a look back. Trying to see what causes this, man. 97 down on the apron here. The apron technically being below that dotted line. And as soon as you enter or re-enter coming back like that, that just makes contact. Catches the 21 here and sends him straight into the wall. If I was a driver, I'd even radio up and tip my hat to the 21 for keeping it up into the wall. Rather than swinging back down and collecting the rest of the field, whoever was ended up rotating behind him. So Ingram getting the worst of it here. He sits now 16th. As Darrell Harris, yes, Darrell Harris was able to return, so it did look like a disconnect. Unfortunately, he's going to be about 14 laps down here at this point. Antonio Ruiz is in pit road still for the last minute. And Darren Ingram is up to 2 minutes. If he was able to turn down into the pits, he would have saved a boatload of time. Hopefully, this does not put him down 4 minutes and only 2. Where he can hopefully do a fast repair and let it go.
Most definitely. It looks like a couple of people ended up using their fast repair. It looks like Cam Barnes ended up using his fast repair after that incident.
Yeah, we'll see right now. Cam Barnes with a 38.5-second pit stop time.
Unless maybe his damage wasn't that severe, he didn't have to use his fast repair. Maybe he just stayed in pit lane and just let it repair itself.
Right. And, well, just go ahead and give up the spot. He was already hanging out in the back there for a little bit. And get a couple of the pit road guys to go ahead and pull that rear quarter panel out and get him back out there. It looked like he was no worse for the wear. It just kind of gave a good little clunk there on the quarter panel. One who gets the unfortunate here is Darren Ingram, who's on his way out of pit currently. I believe this will put him 2 laps down. A first caution happening here on lap number 20. As everybody's getting ready to double file here, get ready to get back underway. Ingram is going to need a big horseshoe here to get back onto the lead lap. Fortunately, he will have some... he's going to have to wait for Antonio Ruiz if there is another caution to get that lucky dog spot. Boy, could you imagine them not having a fast repair tonight?
Oh. If there was no fast repair, they probably wouldn't be as lucky, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, I think if somebody fumbled here and somebody was thinking, oh man, if I don't, what's going to happen? And I think a perfect situation is one like this, where Darren Ingram is at least able to put that car back together. All right. Well, we're going to enter the Geico restart zone. Pace car entering pit road. Zaneski getting ready. Launch will be on him. Green flag, here we go. Great jump there by Krzyzewski as he gets pulled away here. Out front immediately, Andrew Hennessy had a little bit of a slower pit stop time with 15.13 out there. Hennessy now drops back down to 4th. Now looking to do a little bit of work here on the 39 as we got a driver backwards out there. I believe the number 11 of Antonio Ruiz ends up biting it here. Boatload of damage. All right.
Ooh.
Let's see if we can trip you up again here. Our lucky dog is now coming down into pits with damage. Does this put Ingram up a lap?
Very well could.
All right, we'll see. Antonio Ruiz may be lapped here. It looks like, deciding not to pit. This is actually a really good call. I like what Antonio Ruiz is doing here. He's going to stay out till he gets the lucky dog, come in, fast repair, and get going. Boy, take a look at that left front. That tire's wedged. Looks like he gets it broken free.
I give the guy credit, though, for staying out there.
Yeah. Well, it's a heads-up play here. This is an excellent idea.
Oh, most definitely.
All right, let's take a look. Antonio Ruiz in the number 11. What causes this guy to get sideways? What do we say? Fresh tires? Yep, there it is. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
He unfortunately suffered the fate of turn 2, which we were talking about, drivers getting loose off of that exit. So he unfortunately was a victim of circumstance on that one.
Holy cow. Again. Watch this. Just doesn't... Again. Take a look at the driver when he hits the wall. And... Hard shot. All right, well, limping down pit road. Uh-oh. We no longer have smoke. I wonder if it's blown. 9, 8. Yeah, I think he's blown the engine now. As he limps so slowly. Yes, Ingram did get the wave around here. So he is only 1 lap down. Holy cow. As Ruiz makes it to the box. Hot dog. He's going to get that one fixed up. And try to see if he can get back out there.
That'll definitely be a fast repair usage for Antonio Ruiz.
Yep. All right, so far, man, which paint job are you liking out there? You liking the Cam Barnes paint scheme?
Cam Barnes has definitely got an interesting paint scheme. I'm definitely liking the, you mentioned that, I'm definitely liking the Robbie Gordon paint scheme. I think that's Austin Spencer, I believe, driving that car.
The number 13.
Yes, that is. Yeah, I'm definitely liking that paint scheme now.
Interesting. Whoop. Austin Spencer fighting a little bit of a connection issue there. Ross Chastain, Rodney Orr. get double file here and get back. All right, Darren Ingram looks like he's trying to quickly get down pit. See if he can get back out there. Wonder what his strategy is here. Fuel and go? Yep.
Yeah, probably just playing it safe, just topping it off with fuel, just take advantage of it since he's already where he is.
Oh boy. Antonio Ruiz down there for 2 minutes. Oh, I wonder if he had to tow. Saw the tires move. There's the faster pair. Oh, he's better hurry. Oh, he better hurry. We're about to get under green, so right now the 11's going to have it to the floor. Oh, he better hurry. Krzyzewski getting ready to kick it off here again. As we have back-to-back cautions, not but a few laps from each other. And away we go. The 11's going to be in trouble. Well, we'll see if Antonio Ruiz ends up another lap down, giving him 4. But Ingram's going to hold on to a sweet spot out there. All right, let's check in on Luke Smith. And Garrett Sidnor looks like the 16 of, Luke Smith and Andrew Hennessy here. The paint schemes are messing me up just a little bit there, but it looks like Andrew Hennessy still looking here to the inside. He's ready to start chasing after that Long John Silver's machine, but not yet. Luke Smith's in the way. He's not going to let you get around. I think he's going to want to try to flex seal around the turn here and see if he can keep another good block in front of him. All right, looks like we got 30 laps complete here so far. We got back under green just a moment ago. Right now, Krzyzewski, this has been all his race so far. Sidnor has fought himself up 9 positions outside the top 10 to hang into second place. Luke Smith sits 3rd, Hennessy is 4th, and Steven Merzlak is our 5th place driver. That's rounding out our top 5 here so far. Everybody only 1 pit stop here from, I believe, 12th place up. Everybody beyond that has been down pit road multiple times. And I think the number 11 of Antonio Ruiz is heading back down into pit road. Woes continue for the number 11 Toyota out there.
Really sucks for Antonio Ruiz as he's trying to put in a decent night for him, try to get himself some points. And it looks like everybody in the top 5 is starting to settle down a little bit, get into a straight line. Is spot number 6 in Cal Wall. He's sitting back there. Huang Do is in spot number 7. Oa Joyce is in spot number 8. William Page is in spot number 9. And rounding out the top 10 will be Cam Barnes.
All right, only out of the 7 Toyotas that took the wheel on this race, only 2 of them are on the lead lap, and both of them are inside the top 10 here. Noah Joyce, who's hanging out in 8th, and of course, Justin Krzyzewski, who would love to get that almost 1.5 second lead back out front, but it looks like everybody's going to be right on his tail again. Fresh tires back on lap 21, so that's going to give him 3 left here for the remainder here of this race. How you dice it up in the 3s is going to be very tricky, especially with the amount of cautions that we have still a possibility of coming out. Let's check back in on Cal Laval out there with the Cobalt machine. Looking to see how that number 5 Ford is faring out there, trying to run down Steven Merzlak. No can do. He's only lost 1 position here tonight. Started top 5, looking to try to play back up to the front. But man, oh man, are these guys picking up a boatload of speed. We've already got a couple of them getting to about that 30.3 is their best time. I still think we've got a lot more to go, and it may be a possibility of breaking that top 30 here, but I'm just not seeing it. I've seen it a couple of times out there in the next gen cars, but right now these Xfinities, it's giving them a little bit of trouble out there.
Most definitely getting a little bit of trouble out there with these Xfinity cars. More speed, a lot more horsepower. You're definitely going to see it out of these.
All right. Right now, holding a lot tighter than before is Garrett Sidnor. Zaneski not able to get a solid breakaway here. I've got to admit, right now, Zaneski is enjoying his time out front. As it is definitely working for him here. That fresh air working oh so well to the front of that 05 Toyota. It must be a nice view taking a look back and just seeing the snake of cars behind you. There's nobody out there to challenge you but Garrett Sidnor. He wants to do it. A little dive here to the bottom, see if he can make up a little bit of ground. No dice for him, as it looks like that might cost him about a 10th here. You got to hang a little higher, and right now Wall almost wants to come up and bite you. I don't blame him at all. And quick pit stop here. Looks like Zach Krastowski. Something's happened here. Heading down pit road. I don't know if Krastowski has a penalty or something he's got to get done here. Looking to see if there's any damage on that machine. Looks like that thing's all in straight and good working order.
Interesting.
Well, definitely an unscheduled pit stop here for Krastowski. That is going to give Darren Ingram yet another position. That's going to move him up to 13th. Right now, one more caution, and Ingram's back on the lead lap, and he might have a chance. Oh, my gosh. Did you see that shot to the wall there in the back? Cam Barnes looks like he wasn't half the right side of that car.
Looks like most definitely drivers in the back of the field. They're definitely hitting that wall. We're seeing Cam Barnes hit it. Pretty much the guys in the back of the field. I think they're just trying to find as much speed as they can. They're trying to make something happen to get up there with those top runners. Because right now they're just making it happen.
Yep. Move back here to Ed Bordeaux, who sits currently 11th. Good qualifying time, just having a little trouble here during the race. I think we were able to nail down a fast lap. These tires are playing up just a little bit. Practice went very well for these guys, but they practiced more in the nighttime, where the track was a little bit cooler. Now that it's heated up about another 20 degrees, and we've got light in our face, everybody's noticing that setup they had been working with and getting decent practice on. You can almost throw it out the window. It's about useless here.
Most definitely. And we actually got a battle heating up here for the number 9 slot, and that was between Cam Barnes and William Page. It looks like Page will take that spot away from Barnes.
Yep. Well, that's just for now. William Page is scrubbing the wall through 3 and 4 in the Coca-Cola machine. Number 42 Ford's been working pretty well, working his way up to the front, but man, this some of this stuff out here where you just see this track just coming up and fighting these guys all around. It's just hard to find a good spot. Let's sit shotgun here with William Page. Take a look as he snugs in behind the Dollar General machine there of Noah Joyce. It's going to be on the outside now. William Page taking a look, knocking out the clear. I want to swing in behind him. Yeah, to get a little more of that draft. Notice throttling through right now is William Page. Not really seeming to lift as much. He's driving way deep into the turn. And checks up much later on, about middle of the turn here, which might be a little bit different than what we've seen before. Quick dive bomb there from William Page to get around Noah Joyce. Joyce gets a little air off the nose of that car. It rides him up into the wall, not once, now twice, as he goes ahead and scuffs that Geico restart zone. And we continue this race here on in the back as William Page now secures 8th.
William Page is definitely a man on a mission, trying to gain as many spots as he can. As of right now, it looks like the top 4 broken away from the rest of the field. As it looks like the battle for spot number 3 is going to be trying to heat up as Andrew Hennessy. He's trying to make something happen on Luke Smith. Of course, we're seeing everybody go to that inside line trying to make the pass. Of course, when you go to that inside line, you can definitely make a pass happen, but when you're on the outside, you get a run going down on the back and front straightaways.
Yep. Ooh, Hennessy into the wall. Well, we rotate up to the front as we take a look at Andrew Hennessy. Has almost gotten out front by a second before Cal Lovell can find him. Right now, currently, the only guys who haven't moved here so far is Krzaneski in the front and Cal Lovell, who ends up resuming back to the 5th place that he originally had out there on the track. So we're led by a Toyota. Ford is playing chase, and the Chevrolet is holding tight to that 3rd place. Andrew Hennessy would love to see if he could get a win here. I know right now a couple of guys who have been getting a bunch of wins, especially in the Truck Series. Eric Sable out there and Andrew Hennessy combined, if I'm not mistaken, have the 11 wins so far on the season out of, I believe, 12 races that they've run. Which is pretty impressive out there. But right now, Andrew Hennessy, I would say, does it look like he has anything in store for these guys, or have we found something that he can't handle?
Really, really hard to tell. It also depends on how much practice time that all these guys have had. And it looks like here's the battle for spot number 3 heating up between Andrew Hennessy and Luke Smith.
Yeah, quick move there by the 39 to try to block. I don't know if he's going to have it, though. Oh, man, is the squeeze. Sidnor better get a little bit of a breakaway, or he may be next. As we take a look at the two of them going at it here. That's going to be Hennessy down on the bottom, and exactly that. As soon as he makes that pass, washes up. Is able to keep it off the wall there, rotates back down, and now he's got a good pass. Boy, it looks like Luke Smith, something happened to his car there. As soon as he came out of that turn number 2, it almost looked like he had, yeah, something's wrong here. A little contact with the wall again. Luke Smith, who was very close battling with him, has fallen off by over half a second. I don't know if that slice in front of him changed something up there, but I do want to kind of circle out here that Sidnor is actually starting to reel in Justin Krasneski. Now, is Krasneski starting to slack off a little bit to save tire? Or has something happened here and Krasneski's overdriven this car?
As of right now, from what I am seeing on my screen, it looks like Krasneski is still running faster lap times than Garrett Sidnor. Sidnor, actually, that lap ran a faster lap, not by much. Sidnor running a 31.73, so Krasneski running a 31.78, so not much of a time difference, but Sidnor is definitely the faster guy.
Yeah, a few thousandths of a second is going to change everything out here. Top 12 drivers are still on the lead lap here. A couple of guys are kind of crossing their fingers out there for a little luck, hoping that they can get back on, and if they can, if a caution does come out that they're not involved in, they should be able to get back to it. Garrett Sidnor did get below a quarter of a second there to Krasneski. I think we're about to see a little switch up here and possibly a pass here. Yep, 4 second. There it is. Hennessy to the inside. Garrett Sidnor going to get caught a little higher than he wants to be on that one. Let's see if he can get this turn exit speed coming out of 4. And, yeah, great job. Keeps it off the wall. But he is going to have to, unfortunately, forfeit second to Andrew Hennessy yet again. Hennessy now got 2 Fords behind him of Sidnor and Cal Lovell. Lovell has caught up to Smith and passed him. But right now, Krasneski's getting a little bit nervous as he's starting to really pour on the coal here, as he's only about a quarter of a second ahead. Once again, looking for the 16 in that rearview mirror. Can he stay out in front?
Andrew Hennessy definitely trying to track down Justin Krasneski, trying to lead his first laps, I think, of the night. He hasn't taken the lead so far. He's trying to hunt it down right now. Sidnor will settle back into spot number 3, and about a couple of seconds back, you'll see Cal Lovell in spot number 4, and rounding out the top 5 will still be Luke Smith, as it looks like Smith is still falling back after that incident.
Yeah, Smith has been running a 32.12 last lap, matching Steven Merzlak out there. And right now, Luke Smith, I'm wondering if he's having any trouble. If he's waiting to come back down pit, he may have to wait another 10 to 15 laps and just stop the bleeding here. Krasneski, oh man, less than a quarter of a second. Hennessy's all over that 05 machine now. Going to get a good turn exit speed there from Hennessy. And Hennessy looking to see if he can make a pass here in just a moment. We ride shotgun with Hennessy. Right now, Hennessy is taking a look here. Right now, Krasneski is seeing him kind of toying around there in the back. Gets a good run here out of 3 and 4. And he's right on him here. Deciding not to make the pass. So right now, I would say Andrew Hennessy is starting to lock up this car. Trying to reel Krasneski in and see if he can catch him in a bad spot. Normally 3 and 4 is where Hennessy's been aiming for, and he does. Dives in for 3.
Hennessy is looking down to the inside of Krasneski. Krasneski, though, getting that run on the outside line, managing to keep his lead.
Yeah, excellent job. Krasneski knows what he's going to do. He's been diving in through 3 and 4, getting guys out of shape up close to that wall, and then they are just unable to keep up, and that's exactly what we saw happen out there to Luke Smith. who still occupies that 5th spot. Steven Merzlak sits behind him. Huang Do is 7th. And I believe Hen Bordeaux may have had a problem out here. We'll see if Hen Bordeaux is going to be any sort of trouble as we are backwards on the track.
Surprisingly, no caution as of yet.
Yeah, oddly enough, we were going backwards. I don't know if they're trying to say this is far low enough on this to not cause a problem, but that is huge. That's going to move Hen Bordeaux down to 12th. And I think right now, Ingram would have to pass. As right now, there goes Ingram. Yeah, looking for that spot. All right, here we go. Battle still going on between Krzyzewski and Andrew Hennessy. Waiting to see if Hennessy's got anything for him here. We're taking a look off the nose here of Hennessy. We get real close to that Toyota right now. It almost looks like he's kind of picking and choosing here. They might try to jam him up with that lap car up front. Pass here. Another shot. He's going to try to much sooner. And Hennessy's got it. Oh, no, he doesn't.
Not as of yet. Hennessy got really, really loose coming off of that turn 3 exit. It looks like Krzyzewski will go back to the number 1 slot.
Holy cow. I got to give it right now to Krzyzewski. Fantastic job here so far. Looked like he was going to lose leading every lap here so far, but he is able to fend him off. Boy, I believe Antonio Ruiz heading on in. Hen Bordeaux is heading in. Oh boy, all right, so pit stop starting to happen for a couple of drivers out there. Interesting enough to see these two in the front making so many moves and trying to slice around each other. Especially with such worn tires. Normally these guys hang back a little bit and just try to putt it out till the fuel tank's empty, but that's not going to go. That's Hen Bordeaux working the way back up. Oh, look out. Zach Krostowski starting to jam everybody up here. Hen Bordeaux almost rear ends him there. Wants to get up there onto the track. Right now, that's exactly, to me, that's what I would want, is to get somebody out there with some fresh tires I can follow behind. See if I can get a little bit of draft out there and a little bit of help. Hennessy taking another look here. He's going to see if he can get a run off of 2. I think he's run out of steam. Contact with the wall. He's not going to have him through 3 and 4 there unless he dangerously enters 3 and 4, which he doesn't. Hangs toward the top. Boy, right now, out of all this racing out there, we've got a couple of guys under some fire here. Huang Do, and it looks like William Page is taking a look. These two Fords are about to go at it. I think Hennessy is once again taking another shot at it as he's underneath a quarter of a second.
Tell you what, you definitely got to give Justin Krzyzewski and Andrew Hennessy a good job, as Krzyzewski ended up scraping that back straightaway wall. Looks like Hennessy is going to try and take advantage of Krzyzewski here, but Krzyzewski still somehow holds on to that number 1 slot.
Yeah, absolutely amazing job here. And Hennessy not pushing it. If he doesn't have it, he's not causing a problem to Justin up front there in the Toyota. He could dive bomb and try to take that position and ride up into him, but great job. If he's loose, he just backs out and will try again. And right now, I definitely expect to see that number 16 really be hot on that loud pedal when it comes pit stop time. He is not going to want to spend as much time in the box as he did the first time, although it was faster than Justin Krzyzewski out there, but if he can figure out how to make up about half a second out there and his pit crew not fall asleep on that right rear tire, I think he'll be in good shape. So right now, Hennessy losing a little bit of time, trying to see if he can triangulate this turn, and contact with the wall. And that's going to do it. Right now, that makes a huge gap. Exactly what Krzyzewski needed is that 16 making a mistake.
It's definitely, and that is something that Justin Krzyzewski wants to see in his rearview mirror, is Andrew Hennessy getting that wall, because as you can see now, Krzyzewski gains a little bit of ground on Hennessy, and Hennessy is going to try and make up that ground before the green flag pit stop's taking play.
All right, well, this will be a good time since that looks like everything's slowed down a little bit. Take a look back at lap 56 to what happened to Hen Bordeaux out there. Ooh, contact with the 43. John Peterson looks like he turned her around. We'll double check before we start pointing fingers here, and let's take another look. Top chase. Oh, yeah, 43 looking like made some contact there. There's no doubt about that. Oops. That wasn't supposed to happen. Oof. All right, let's go ahead and get back. I think our battle for the lead is starting to go at it again. Well, I'll tell you what, this has got to be tiring at some point. But notice how the fresh tires here to the inside. Oh, and Bordeaux. Boy. Excellent. Well, you're going to run your race. You better make it happen. So Hen Bordeaux takes it to the inside. Oh, shot to Hennessy. Oh, no.
Oh, Andrew Hennessy is definitely not going to be a fan of that.
Well, we saw a lot of payback last week. Let's see how Hennessy handles it here. I definitely expect him to handle this with professionalism there, but I'm sure that radio's lighting up right now. And I would not blame him. All right, looks like Krzyzewski's going to shoot around the outside. He needed to swipe to the inside. Oh, heading into the wall. Oh my gosh. Look at what's happening out here, Douglas. We got somebody on fresh tires, and I think Krzyzewski's about to lose the lead here as Andrew Hennessy, after everything that just happened, is having his opportunity. The number 9 moves out of the way. Tip the hat there to Terrell Harris. And Hen Bordeaux finally getting the breakaway, getting past the leaders here and getting away. Wow. Boy, that could have been the change of this entire race here so far. As a great turn by Andrew Hennessy that last run.
I got to tell you what, with Krzyzewski and Hennessy, I don't know how old their tires are, but they're probably holding on for dear life right now as they're trying to gain as much lapses on those tires as they can.
All right, we crossed for lap 70. We pit about 49 laps ago. And we are, I guarantee you these things are plumb wore out. They're trying to hold on, though. Hennessy trying to triangulate these turns here, and there's just no grip left as everybody else has started to come into pit. Huang Do all the way down in 7th.
And here we go. Our top 3 guys are coming down pit road now.
Yeah, good thing. Luke Smith decides to stay out, though. Interesting call. Garrett Sidnor, he is close. Check that out. Not bad. Sidnor still in the fight, though. I love it. So right now, Krzyzewski, Hennessy, and Sidnor are going to have the need the pit stop of the race here to see if they can get broken away. If Krzyzewski fumbles this one, Hennessy's going to jump. He's going to pounce. There's no doubt. Let's take a watch. Right now, Hennessy, right side's up. Good pit stop so far out there for Garrett Sidnor. Sidnor down. Sidnor out. Away he goes. Krzyzewski moving up to him. So Sidnor actually has a great pit stop. 14.67 out there for Sidnor. Krzyzewski almost matches that time. Hennessy had another slower pit stop. 15-15 out there. And it looks like he hired Denny Hamlin's pit crew here tonight. Yeah, he is definitely being punished every time he comes down. So Hennessy now down to 5th. He'll be back into 4th as Luke Smith is in the pits. And we'll be back at it again. Luke Smith. Up, down, and back out. 14.5 seconds for Luke Smith. Krzyzewski's going to retake the lead. Sidnor off by 1.5 seconds here. Remember how close they were. They were only off by 0.3 coming out of pit. And right now, Krzyzewski doing a great job at taking and capitalizing out here. And he's running. He's running away with it quick here, Douglas.
He's definitely trying to run away from it quick. And as we actually seen back there, for spot number 2, Garrett Sidnor is settling into there. But right there in spot number 3 is going to be Andrew Hennessy, as he's going to try and make up as much ground as he can. He's definitely probably upset about that pit stop. As we are actually seeing right now, here he goes right now for spot number 2, as he's trying to get past Garrett Sidnor, as Sidnor ended up catching the wall.
Yeah, Sidnor not happy, does not want to go down a place. He's been looking at the backside of that 16 for a good chunk of this race. Hennessy did break a little bit loose heading into 1 and ground the right rear quarter panel on that wall. And then Sidnor caught it on the exit of 2. So these guys are really driving it here, trying to clearance the walls as much as they can. And I would say they don't look any worse for the wear. But Krasneski, boy, has he got a 1.3 second lead here. He's got to be enjoying it. We took a look off the backside there of Krasneski. Now that's how far away he is, but he is drastically losing ground and badly. Last lap time here for Krasneski, 30.89. Now 30.81 there, and Hennessy is running about 0.4 of a second faster. Is Hennessy burning those tires off trying to play catch up there, Douglas?
Hennessy is definitely a man on a mission, as he is running about 0.4 of a second faster than Justin Krasneski. So Hennessy is trying to gain all that ground that he lost after that pit stop. We're definitely going to be seeing this battle heat up again.
Yep. Ingram still not getting that caution he wants so ever so badly, and the only reason I keep bringing up that Toyota is he was a top 5 fighter out there. He's going to currently set behind Hen Bordeaux, who came in on lap 56. Ingram came in on lap 73. I expect to see him try to make up some of that ground and get back on the lead, back at least up to the lucky dog position. Peterson about to be lapped here momentarily, as he's only about 3 seconds in front of our leaders of Justin Krasneski, who's working his way across the finish line right now. Andrew Hennessy less than a second here, as Sidnor is sitting just over second off of pace. Hennessy, I guarantee, is starting to use these tires as fresh as they are sooner than later. I think he would like to get out front, get that fresh air, and stay out front, as he is definitely being put to the test here by Krasneski. Sidnor is third. Cal Lovell sits fourth. William Page, not bad. 8 positions gained here on the night as his Coca-Cola 42 Ford sits fifth. Luke Smith, after he hung out a little bit later and everybody else took 1 lap out there, was able to lead 1 lap out of all 78 we've run so far. Sits sixth. Cam Barnes and his Chevrolet in the Chad Little machine looks like 97. Yep, he's sitting 7th. Up 5 on the night, but down 5 is Steven Merzlak, as the number 71 sits 8th. Huang Do is 9th in the 06 Ford, and Noah Joyce coming from 14th up to 10th already about halfway through this race. And his Toyota, Dollar General 31 Toyota, sits in that 10th spot. Let's rotate up to the front here. As you guys know, when we tune in to Simtrax Broadcasting, we try to show all of our drivers out there, give them a little time in the spotlight. We don't try to hang out on the top 3, but I've got to admit the top 3 are all within half a second. And I think right now Krasneski, he fought off the onslaught they put on last time, but boy, this is going to take early sooner, and that battle's really going to open up here. Does Krasneski go ahead and let them on by, or does he try to stay out front here, Douglas?
Definitely Krasneski's definitely got to watch his rear view mirror, but I can also tell you right now, Andrew Hennessy, he's got to watch in front of him and in back of him, because sitting in spot number 3, Garrett Sidnor is sitting right in the shadows. He is right there with them.
Same spot here. Yeah, it's Krasneski. Taking a look. Ooh, there's the nudge. Little bump here as he goes to slide to the side. And Hennessy sitting there toying with him now. Can he hold this outside line? He's going to get an opportunity to shoot on around, but he holds it this time. Run to the line goes to Krasneski, but this time Hennessy will have him. Shoots on by. Boy, did he send it into that turn or what?
He definitely sent it into that turn. He's probably saying, I've had enough of this, I'm taking you right in this turn, and he managed to make it.
Well, the only problem is when Hennessy gets out front, he just continues to put on the distance. I wonder if Krasneski has taken that into account here. Austin Spencer rejoining down pit road here. It says the 13 had some trouble back on lap 67. We'll see if it's anything to be concerned about. Ooh, off the apron, and Tokyo drifting it. Boom! That looks like the same hit that took Ingram out. Looks like his car survives a lot better. So the 13 back down pit road for a little bit of damage repair. Back out he goes. Krzyzewski losing some ground here on Hennessy, now above a quarter of a second. Sid Nora going to be looking to make a move here. Hennessy about to deal with some lap traffic.
About 3 lap cars right there in front of them. That's the 26 of Hen Bordeaux, 4 of Zach Krystowski, and the 43 of John Peterson.
Now, Peterson is on the lead lap, though, but that's just for the moment. As we take a look back, that does give us a little bit of an idea, as Krystowski is going to go down another lap. That's 3 here on the night. Right now, it sounds like John Peterson's having trouble getting that car to rotate. Contact with the wall there by Hennessy. Krzyzewski was hoping this lap traffic would hold him up, and it does not seem to be doing that at all. 0.3 of a second ahead. Caution.
Caution's out.
Holy cow. Horseshoe goes out. If I am not mistaken, this puts Ingram back on the lead lap here. See. No way. Let's take a look. Hen Bordeaux already working down pit. Ooh, contact. No! Luke Smith as well.
Ooh.
What causes the beginning of this? So it shows Cal Lovell. There was some trouble out there to start with. What happens? 26 into the wall. That's what happens here. Yeah. Notice as we come off the turn. 26 is into the wall. 5 just hammers the back end of that 26. As they get going back down the run. Yeah, the 5 keeps going, and the 26 just unable to recover, trying to get off that turn. But you've seen this kind of thing before, that if somebody ends up riding that right front, it can end up, if they try to pull it off the wall, it's going to cause more problems and get guys caught up. There's Krystowski. Oh, man, he just barely missed that. All right, plenty of damage here for Hen Bordeaux. Over a minute in pit, trying to fix it up. Does anybody come down pit? Hen Bordeaux has decided to come down pit. This put Darren Ingram back on the lead lap. Pace car lights are still on. No one has pit yet. Most people did come in between lap 70 and 86. Cam Barnes has actually been down more than once here. Some are coming down. John Peterson coming on down. Darren Ingram coming on down. And most of our lap traffic is working their way on down. Zach Krystowski. I believe Antonio Ruiz. Yep. Austin Spencer. Darrell Harris. And that'll move Noah Joyce up to the 10th position. So this will be Ingram's time to shine out there if he's able to fight his way back to the front. He would have to be faster than Andrew Hennessy out there to get an opportunity. So pit stops actually happened out there for a few of them. The top 5 did not come in. Andrew Hennessy was one of them to come in on lap 86. It looks like 4 tires and fuel for him. He's done that every pit stop here so far. And that should leave him with 1 set of tires to the end of the race.
It's definitely because I mean I don't know how fresh of laps that we had on these. I think the top 5 guys. I think the last time they pit was on lap 73. I believe you said.
Yep, yeah, about lap 70. So
Yeah. So
Krasinski came in on 70, and that's when he came down. So really only having 16 laps on the tires. That's going to be. It seems a little soon, unless he's trying to get out there early.
you never know. Those 16 laps, they could come into play later on in the race, especially when it comes to that battle for the #1 spot that we've been seeing all night.
It would require us to go green for the rest of the way. I could see it working. If we come down and we have to pit, let's say lap 120, 130 maybe, that'd still put us at 40 laps on those tires. And we saw they can make it 50 some odd laps. So it's a possibility that Andrew Hennessy is that'll try to be his last pit stop for the night. As we'll be under green. This time by to start lap number 90. Hennessy may try to stretch this out. 57 laps. See how it goes. Krasinski might be rally capping on us having another caution. There might be. Cal Lovell starting to work his way in. Got third. William Page sits fifth. Huang Do is sixth. Great start with him. And Huang Do, one of our drivers that came in on lap 86, oddly enough, had a short pit stop, 7 seconds. And Hennessy's going to be all over him now. Side by side there in the back as Luke Smith was involved in a little bit of that last caution. It's rather unfortunate. Huang Do off the wall. Hennessy moves into fifth. Krasinski getting away from Sidnor. And Hennessy's job now is to continue rolling. 0.8 of a second behind our leader. As we are side by side here in the front, Merzlak gets past Cal Lovell. Cal does have some damage to the front nose of that car, and we've got a 3-car chunk here crossing the line.
Oh, we almost had trouble here in the back between Darren Ingram and William Page. It looks like everybody manages to keep it underway, though, but Ingram, he got all sorts of out of shape on the front straightaway.
Boy, so slinging out of 4 was some definite trouble out there. Peterson saved by the caution out there. He was destined to go a lap down. Now he's still hanging out in 12th, seeing if he can churn his way back to the front. Checking in on Luke Smith. Smith going to lose a position here to Cal Lovell if he doesn't pull through. And he's got it. All right, moving up to the front. Hennessy makes quick work of Garrett Sidnor. And watch how these tires fare. He is goodbye. That's it.
I think that challenge.
Yeah, Krasinski just kind of wave him on by, let him do his thing. There's no sense in continuing to battle and try to hold him up. He's going to have the speed. Now he's looking to put on the distance. Hennessy out front by half a second. What a fast lap that was. I mean, just to consider, Krasinski's last time was 31 seconds. Andrew Hennessy ran a 30.36. So that's some blazing speed right now. 0.7 of a second faster last lap. And he is already out by a second over top of our race leader. Our race time leader. Up front.
Also, another man on a mission is Luke Smith, as he managed to get the #4 slot away from Steven Merzlak, and now he's trying to make work of Garrett Sidnor in the #3 slot.
Boy, tough race here so far. By our guys out here. All right, now guys trying to hang on. 39 machine of Luke Smith on the bottom. Whoa, drops it behind the dotted line. He's trying to see if he can get that car to hook.
Might get 2 slots after this. And he does. Luke Smith now to spot #2.
Well, that lap 86 pit is starting to pay off for at least 2 drivers out there. We continue the run up to the front. William Page, last pit actually on lap 66. He's the one out here on the oldest tires and the least amount of fuel. which would be why he is occupying the 12th position. Number 9 getting real close. Look out. Daryl Harris. See if he can floss on through. Let's check in on Sidnor. Right now, Sidnor trying to keep Steve Merzlak off. Merzlak does the job for him, nudges the wall. And that is going to have him drop back. Hennessy out front by 1.5 seconds here, Douglas. Looking pretty good for that driver. Let's move back to Cam Barnes as Barnes is under fire here. He's holding the outside, and it looks like Huang Do is going to see if he can shoot on around here. Maybe turn 1 will help.
Once again, Huang Do is another driver who is on those fresher tires. Oh! And he made a little contact with Cam Barnes, but manages to save it. Oh, that was a save.
I've got to admit, we saw Huang Do a couple laps ago scrubbing the wall, and that's how Hennessy got around him. But when he dove in there a little underneath that dotted line, I don't know. I can't say I saw it coming, but right now, Huang Do has been greeting that wall a few more times than the rest of the drivers out there. Fortunately, that safer barrier wall, I've got to say, has really been putting up a resilient fight there and not crushing away for him to continue doing that. All right, let's move up to the front where, ooh, yeah, Cam Barnes sitting in front of Darren Ingram currently. Darren Ingram, he's been running a 32.14. Yuck. That's a terrible time out there. Ingram has come down into pits 4 times tonight, one of them being for that fast repair on the lap 20 caution. Oop, nudge to the wall. And Cam Barnes going to say, ooh, man. Interesting enough, Barnes checking up there a little bit, not going up and bumping that 21. All right, not bad for Darren Ingram having a second place start here and sitting now 7th after he was 2 laps down.
I can tell you what, Patrick, going back to the front of the field, Andrew Hennessy, he definitely managed to extend his lead for a little bit, but I have a feeling he's going to be having some company in a few laps because Luke Smith, he is coming.
Yeah, Luke Smith only off by 1 second now. Sitting there trying to reel him in. Our race leader is hanging back about 5.5 seconds off of pace. Now, this is huge right now for Andrew Hennessy, enjoying that time out front, but will he have enough fuel to make it to the end? I've got to know already. I want to see if he's already fuel saving here. Do not currently see him clutching at all. That was my biggest thing, to see if he's trying to save fuel at the moment. Or does he think he's going to make it?
Trying to make something happen on fuel conservation. He may have taken tires, but maybe not enough fuel to make it to the rest of the race.
No, right now, Krzyzewski last came in on lap 70. I expect to see him join pit road about lap 110 to 120. So right now, it's getting pretty close here for most of our drivers. So the ones that have been fast here all night: Justin Krzyzewski, Sidnor, Merzlak, and Cal Lovell. And right now I expect to see them come in as a clutch. I'm actually blown away by William Page, who's still out there on the lap 66 tires he has. Page currently sitting in 11th, number 42 Ford. So we had 17 drivers start this race. 12 drivers remain on the lead lap currently. Bordeaux is taking a massive amount of damage. I don't think Hen is going to be able to make it back out there, as we are over 3 minutes sitting in the pits. Austin Spencer has passed her not but too long ago, and Daryl Harris did as well, as they sit in their respective 15th and 16th positions. Antonio Ruiz, the number 11 machine, had some trouble causing our second caution flag back on lap 24. Zach Krastowski, he's just been having nothing but bad luck out here. So number 4, he's been having some trouble, as he now sits currently 3 laps down here on the night. I now do give it to all of our drivers for continuing to race here, regardless of position.
I'll also give a shout out to Darren Ingram from being a couple of laps down at the beginning of the race, getting back on the lead lap, and now here he is back up into the number 11 slot. This is going to definitely be a good night of redemption for Darren Ingram.
Yeah, and he needs it. He needs it. Definitely hanging on to 7th, though. He did come in and pit on lap 87. I'm waiting to see if Ingram is deciding to pit at the same time these other guys do. That way the tire strategy doesn't get away from him. I'm hoping he is not taking his final set of tires, seeing it was only a fuel and go last time. Ingram's paying for it right now, so he should be on the same schedule as Sidnor out there. So great job by these two. Trying to work things out. John Peterson makes the pass. 23.5 seconds in the box for him earlier. And that gives him 9 positions gained on the night. Hennessy was in trouble there as Luke Smith was starting to reel him in, but Hennessy now turning on the gas again. He's up to almost 2 seconds out front. Oh, Cal Lovell throwing in the towel. He comes down. That's one of our first drivers that came in on lap 70. Cam Barnes coming on down. Noah Joyce coming down as well. They would like to turn this race around. That's gonna have Hennessy out there putting only the top 9 drivers on the lead lap. So Hennessy thinking this might be a good call here with guys being laps down. If a late race caution were to happen and Hennessy stay out, knowing they could shut the engine off and make it to the end, could see all but 1 or 2 not having enough fuel to make it here. Alrighty, guys, all y'all watching out there, appreciate you joining us here at SimTrax Broadcast, and we are here with the USORL League, the Cup Series that is, here on Saturday night. Appreciate you guys staying up late to watch this race here at Darlington for the Uncle Scotty Southern 200. Lap 111 is what we're on currently, so that means 110 laps have been completed here at Darlington. The Lady in Black strikes again to many, many drivers, especially our leader. He had scrubbed the wall a few times there. And I don't think anybody out here has not earned their stripe currently. Joining alongside me tonight is Douglas Ross, who's been doing a fantastic job the past few weeks here. Joining me in the booth. And we are coming down to about, well, a few laps left to go here. About 30, 35 left to go. And guys are really going to be on edge, starting to think fuel strategy. It looks like the 97 machine of Cam Barnes working his way around. That only leave Cam Barnes down 1 lap. Luke Smith on his way in. Krasneski working his way in, and Sidnor working his way in. So you're going to need a solid pit stop here. Tennessee's going to be looking to stay out on the track as long as possible.
It's going to be the question of the night. What is Andrew Hennessy going to do after all this, as he is on a different strategy than everyone else?
But is it the winning strategy?
Very well could be.
It's going to be very difficult here. I would say, how can they do it? How can they find this room? And can Andrew Hennessy make it? Peterson now moving up to 2nd. That means Merzlak and Ingram came in. And yes, Ingram is coming in. Trying to stay on the same pit stop cycles that everybody else is. This should be their final pit stop here of the night. Tires and fuel and back out onto the track would go. Luke Smith, believe. Yes, Luke Smith is currently a lap down. That only leaves Hennessy and Peterson out there on the track. extremely detrimental thing would be these guys to go under caution.
That's something we don't need.
Yeah. Now, checking out there. Hopefully we'll have an update here for you pretty soon. It looks like Huang Zhou may have disconnected here. And hopefully he is able to return. Currently he was sitting 12th. Looks like Zach Krastowski's going to get the better of him there, as he moves now up to that 12th position. 3 laps down. Holy cow, Krzyzewski. Through turn 1, he's already hitting his fastest time, 14:68 out there. Luke Smith hits a 15:49 through 3 and 4. We'll probably see some of our fastest lap times. And yes, 30.13 for Krzyzewski. Fastest time out there on the track all night. So Krzyzewski really turning up the heat here and doing a fantastic job. Speeds at which he's hitting are 178 miles an hour. As he goes along the Boeing backstretch, now down the front stretch, crossing the line here. Get his next lap underway.
Just remember, guys, the only 2 guys that have not pit yet are Andrew Hennessy and John Peterson. Oh, and we have a caution now on the racetrack.
Shows Krastowski. Krastowski and William Page. The 42's hood is still breakdancing in front of him there.
That changes everything.
I think the smart thing to do would be to pit here if you're Andrew Hennessy.
Well, most definitely.
If he stays out, it would keep everybody a lap down, but you would have to almost guarantee yourself making it to the end. All right, let's see what happens to William Page here. Whoa. Coach, I have many questions. How did that even happen? It looks like Krastowski's off the wall here. Let's see what happens. Krastowski off speed. Up the wall. Boom.
Looks like he just came right back up the racetrack, it looked like.
But why? You know what I mean? It just doesn't seem to make sense here. It does make me question, though, what caused caution here. We'll try to see if we can follow along here. Zach Krastowski. Notice how off pace he is. Try to roll it back about a lap. Krastowski keeps it off the wall. Here's the problem. What happens? He goes to stay out of the way, but he's in too hot. Oof. Well, I can tell you William Page is not a happy camper right now.
Yeah,
I wonder if that was the extra little driving into and through. But can't blame him for that one, I guess. All right. Did come down in the pit. Hennessy is going to stay in the lead here. Hennessy and Peterson are going to be staying in the lead. And I think the rest of our guys are getting ready to loop back around here, as they are going to get the wave by. Well, it's going to kind of mess things all up. Right now, iRacing's about to get cross-eyed here. We're going to be green with 24 laps left to go. As our fourth caution here of the night. Check out there in the chat. It's not checking your mirrors. Yeah, you can tell from the radio, TV radio page they're not real happy. I can guarantee that. See if the punishment continues here. I believe this will only leave us with 8 drivers on the lead lap. That was a very ill-timed caution. Pace car lights are off. I'm not quite sure why everybody's slowing down here, unless they are trying to get up to speed when the green flag drops. Yep, kind of timed that one wrong. All right, away we go. Back under green. We are single file out there. Hennessy having 4 tires and fuel as new as lap 120. Krzyzewski's chance here might be slipping away, as lap 112 is when his went on.
Like Andrew Hennessy, though, he ain't. Oh!
Ingram involved. 31 involved of Noah Joyce. Fresh caution. Well,
that sucks for Darren Ingram.
Looking to see out there any kind of drone footage, see if anything works for the wear. Does look like a boatload of damage to the rear of that car. Yep, he got mashed there in the back end. Let's see what happens. Cause the caution. Oh, 43 loose. Oh. And 43 drives away from it. As a driver out there, this is what you get frustrated about. As you're out there racing, you have no problem, and the 43 is the one that looks like he nudges the wall here. Noah Joyce looking underneath. 43 gets sideways. 31 checks up. Ingram into him. Cal Lovall goes ahead and pushes the issue, turns him around. 31 gets the worst of it, as he gets a solid shove there. Yeah, Ingram may be able to survive this. I think Noah Joyce has suffered a massive amount of damage. And he'll be coming down pit road, and he may be there for the remainder of the night. Krzyzewski rejoining down pit. 7 seconds down there. Looks like he may be just topping off and getting back out. All right, that's 5 cautions here on the night. kick back just a little bit and kind of take in what we've seen tonight. Plenty of green flag racing, but now we're starting to rack up the cautions here. I think everybody's noticing time is dwindling quickly. First caution was back on lap 20 with Darren Ingram, who ended up getting loose, and I would say pretty much self-looping himself. Then a quick caution after that with Antonio Ruiz. That got a couple of people. Then we move on to when Hen Bordeaux got in some trouble. Actually ended up spinning out on lap 56. No caution was thrown until about 14 minutes later, where we saw Austin Spencer loop it on around. And then we had a caution a couple minutes after that. Then we move on to William Page, who ended up getting crashing out there with Zach Krastowski. A lap about 116 to 114, and then here we are again with Noah Joyce getting the worst of it out there with Darren Ingram. Ingram still spending time down here in the pit. 38 seconds for him. I think he's trying to see if his guys can pull that right rear back off that tire again. They maybe want to hurry up here. Don't know if he'll have enough time. I don't think he was meatballed. All right. Car down. And back out we go here for the 21 Toyota here of Darren Ingram. Cars side by side. Luke Smith getting on the outside there of Andrew Hennessy. Moving on back to row number 2. John Peterson on the bottom side. Cam Barnes outside. Justin Krasinski will be starting in row number 3 on the inside. Garrett Sidnor will be sitting 6th. And that moves us on back to row number 4. The 71 of Steven Merzlak is on the inside, and Cal Lovell in the Cobalt car on the outside. Everybody else is at least a lap down here. Darren Ingram back down a lap, trying to fix this. And checking out there in the chat, saying that liking gaming. Just want to say that it's been my 6th race I've watched, and this always seemed to make it exciting and worth your commentating. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. I'm definitely going to try to make it interesting here, especially to the end, as 18 laps left to go. Andrew Hennessy's race here since about midway, where Krasinski has yet to be able to reach back up there and grab a hold of him. Hennessy, Smith, Peterson, Cam Barnes sits 4th, and Sidnor for 5th. Looks like Krasinski loses a position there. Remember, he started on the pole, now sitting 6th. Cal Lovell is 7th. Merzlak loses the position, drops down to 8th. Definitely a hard tumble up here. Can anyone catch Hennessy, or are we looking at another win for the number 16 Ford out there?
Yes, he definitely wants to pick up a win, but someone like Luke Smith, who is still sitting there in the shadows, does not want him to get away. It looks like Hennessy is starting to pull away from him.
Well, with Luke Smith hiding in the shadows, when is his time to shine? When is it going to be time for to reel him in? I think he's quickly running out of time, seeing that he did come down on lap 112 for his final set of tires and fuel. Right now he's got to do it. I mean, he has no time to waste.
Definitely has no time to waste on that. As we're scrolling through the back of the field here, it looks like everybody is still saying single file. Just in pace.
All right, as we continue on through, let's take a couple different camera angles here of what's going on out there on the track. Andrew Hennessy doing an excellent job. Oh, hold on. Let's check back here on Cam Barnes. It looks like there's a battle here for the 4th position, and Sidnor's got it. Great turn at 4 exit there as they keep pouring it on. Cam Barnes picks up another position. He originally started in 12th. Right now he's got a top 5. And Krasinski just not getting enough here. I'm wondering if him adding the extra fuel is just tightening that race car up way too much. Oh, speaking of tightening up, somebody got loose. Cal Lovell. That's going to give up all the way down to 8th for him. Boy, that was a nasty turn 4 exit. Cal Lovell, fortunately, didn't total the car. He's getting back out there. Noah Joyce with a quick fast repair. As you see the Dollar General machine continuing on. And the 13, he's out there Tokyo drifting it around the turns. Sliding out of 2, gets it just about sideways and back out. William Page still remains in the pits for about 13 and a half minutes.
We were focusing on Cal Lovell. We had a new position go for the spot number 3 as Garrett Sidnor managed to pass John Peterson for the number 3 spot and is trying to track down Luke Smith.
Yep, right now Sidnor seems to have the winning strategy here as he continues to run up front. Last lap time about matching the 2 drivers in front of him though, so he's going to have to pull another rabbit out of his hat if he wants to come up with a different type of speed out there. Lap 126 is the last time Sidnor came in, and fortunately, he had 4 tires left. So his final set of tires are on that car, but they are about 6 laps fresher than our leader, and even more for Luke Smith. So I definitely expect to see Sidnor possibly grab a hold of that second position and take it away, but can he catch Hennessy? Right now, Hennessy doing an awesome job staying out front, and we've got some guys moving around here in the back. It looks like Merzlak in the 71 looking to put Peterson back a position here. Peterson on the roll back since this restart. And Peterson not having much luck here. Cal Lovell going to be the next one to shoot around. Boy, great move there as it looks like John Peterson checks up big time. Sidnor here for second place. That gives... Go ahead.
Garrett Sidnor will take that second place spot away from Luke Smith, but now the question is, will he have enough time to track down Andrew Hennessy?
Excellent job. It's exactly what I was thinking. He's going to have to shave off at least a 10th per lap here to run down Andrew Hennessy. Last lap time for Sidnor was a 30.78, Hennessy with a 30.56. So far, so good. They continue the roll. If this goes under caution, I would say anything gets thrown away. Hennessy might just be sandbagging it here, but we'll see. Let's see if we can ride along with him here and take a look if he is starting to, he shouldn't be fuel saving here, but can Sidnor come up with some sort of speed? Right now, through turn number 1 and 2, it doesn't look like he's coming up with anything here other than a goose egg. He's got to pick up some more speed. Last lap times were identical. Man, getting super close to that wall on turn 4 exit. Now that does help out Sidnor just a little bit as it breaks him underneath the 1 second gap. Still needs to make up some more time here. It seems everybody's got it through 1 and 2 now. Oof, a little shot to the wall back there by Cam Barnes. Can't miss it in that bright green and yellow paint scheme. He has been running here tonight. And Hennessy has this one all but won. Krasinski looking to stretch it out about 5 seconds.
As we're talking about that, the battle is starting to heat up for the number 3 spot as Luke Smith is trying to hold off Steven Merzlak for the number 3 spot.
Excellent. We'll sit back here with our clutch of cars here. 3, 4, and 5, Smith, Merzlak, and Cal Lovell. Right now, these guys are battling for that final position on the podium as they have been falling off here immensely as well. Luke Smith, remember I said he came in on 112. He's actually sitting on the oldest tires out there out of anybody right now currently on the lead lap. Great job here by all of our drivers trying to keep this one as clean as possible. I think Steven Merzlak is taking a look here. He's trying to find a spot. Right now, if he doesn't, right now, I think Cal Lovell is looking to close the gap here. Running out of time. Good job by the spotter, not telling the 71 he's clear. Boy, wow. Steven Merzlak having to back up the turn. Big time. Right now, I don't know what's going on with the rest of the field out there. Hennessy sitting at a 30.95, Sidnor with a 31.11. And it looks like everybody else is about 4/10 slower than our two guys in the front, which has unfortunately dropped them back to a 3.5-second deficit out here at Darlington. Do appreciate you guys joining us here for the Uncle Scotty Southern 200. We are coming down to the last 10 miles here of this race. As we take a look here for the battle for third. Still not going right quite well here for Steven Merzlak. Merzlak taking a look here to the inside. He's going to get loose, and Cal nicks him here. Cal Lovell with some contact there. Coming out of turn number 4. Let's take a look. See, 71 have to check up. Yeah, and he thought he might have cleared him, but did not. Caught him. So that is going to send Merzlak back down to a 5th position, leaving this battle up here for third between Luke Smith and Cal Lovell. Try to hold on to it, though. White flag this time by. Hennessy shooting through 3 and 4 as he leads out in front by a 1.5 seconds, almost reaching for 2 seconds. White flag this time by. Great job. This is all but Hennessy. Luke Smith is holding on to the outside line. 5's going to have to send it into the turn through 1 and 2. Cobalt Machine kind of drops off the apron a little bit. Fortunately, he doesn't ride up. This gives Luke Smith another chance. Luke Smith is going to have some turn exit speed. Keeps it off the wall, though. Great job. Right now, 39 losing ground. Going to have to hold this outside line. Cal Lovell with a last lap pass. Andrew Hennessy crosses the line for the win. And that's going to do it. Cal Lovell out there for a 3rd place finish. Not bad. Last lap pass. Breaks the heart out there of Luke Smith. Started 4th, fortunately ended 4th. Merzlak ended up being our 5th place driver. Krzyzewski finished 6th. Cam Barnes is 7th. And once again, Hennessy with yet another win. Somebody's going to have to come up with some sort of an idea how to run this guy down. It's not seem to be playing to anybody else's advantage other than that 16 machine. You definitely want to make sure you're on his team because he is just racking up the points here with another great race. As he gets ready to fire this up. Thanking his fans out there so far tonight. As we take a look at our final. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, what a run that was. Yeah, I've got to say, Cal Lovell coming over Luke Smith like that. And I would say, there, with them even being teammates, that just makes it even kind of a bittersweet deal. That was just a little internal battle between those two. So that is where our top 20 drivers finished. So there seem to be some starting parks out there. But guys, hold on just a moment. Let's reel in our drivers and we'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, catching up with our second place finisher. Unable to get first place, but still 9 positions gained here on the night. Top 3 were all Fords, but man, you started outside the top 10. Talk to me about this charge up to the front.
Yeah, we've had a really fast Ford Mustang in this thing, and we gave it all we could. I mean, we're really fast tonight, and to be up there with Andrew and Justin kind of felt like a privilege, but also in an honor in a sense because it's such a tough racetrack, and just being able to come through the field like that and be up there with those guys all night was something special. But yeah, I mean, Andrew drove the wheels off it there, and just I didn't have enough there to go run him down there at the end.
Man, what a race it was here at the end. What could you have done differently to try to run him down and try to, get this pass right here at the end?
I really don't know. I kind of think when we had that wreck during like the sequence of pit stops, I kind of threw a wrench in things because I know me and Justin were banking on getting a more timely yellow, and with Hennessy being like he was up front, so I don't know. I mean, I guess if the tire difference was a little bit more there in the end, maybe like if he had a little bit more laps on that previous stint, but I don't know. He just was when he was up front, and it's hard to take that man out of it once he gets there. So, but yeah, he drove a hell of a last little bit of that race, but yeah, glad we were able to get up to P2 there at the end.
Yeah, not bad. All right, before I get your shout-outs, go ahead and give me kind of the game plan for the upcoming track of Rockingham.
That's a great question because last season we won the first race and wrecked in the second one. So it's like Darlington in a sense, where if you be patient, the car will come to you. But very bumpy, very hard on the wheel, getting through those corners with the high banking that's there. Very similar though to Darlington, where turn 2 will kind of eat you up, so you got to be careful there all night long there at Darlington and Rockingham. So yeah, we'll just go give it all we got every week, like we've been trying to do, and yeah.
All right, shout out about the paint scheme as well. I believe we shouted out before. I just want to hear it out of you.
Yeah, the 2011 Front Row Motorsports Long John Silver scheme, particularly ran by Travis Quapple in 2011. That's throwback we ran tonight. Just a really slick and simple paint scheme, and kind of a tribute to the earlier times for the race team that I work for. So, good deal there. And but yeah, obviously all the people that work on these race cars every week. Ray Tustin was able to get this scheme ready for tonight. I applaud him for stepping in and helping John out a little bit. He's my usual painter, and all of JPR. They were really fast tonight. Cal and John were both up there. Will as well. Family friends that tune in and watch us every week, and you guys for bringing the broadcast every race that we've done. And I love being up here about every other week, and feels good. Going to the next one.
Yeah, man, you're definitely starting to get some solid finishes here lately. I hope this roll can continue for you. Garrett Sidnor, congratulations on your second place finish, and we'll see you at Rockingham.
Alrighty, thank you.
All right, that's going to do it for Garrett Sidnor. We'll try one more time for a check 1-2 out there with Cal. Let's see, Cal, if you got a copy there, buddy, say something. Nothing. All right, that's going to move us on to Andrew Hennessy. What a race this was for Andrew Hennessy here. Once again, you know what, Andrew? I've talked to you a whole bunch here, buddy. I'm going to let you take this one away. Just talk to me about the race and what in the world you were able to do to get such speed here tonight.
Just, I think, tire saving, obviously. Just like running the bottom in 3 and 4, I think really helped me in the longer runs. I kept messing up my pit stops though. The first 2 pit stops, my pit stall was weird. So there was a line down the middle of my pit stall. So at first I undershot it, thinking that was the line I had to be at. The next time I overshot it, and I lost a few spots and had to fight with Garrett and Luke a lot before I could really get to Justin. And then one lap I almost killed Justin, like in the middle of the race, because I went in way too deep, got so loose, and I thought I was going to kill the both of us and wipe us both out of the race. But it was fun fighting those guys up front a lot.
Man, and that's what we were noticing as well. I think that would be the only drawback, is it wasn't just your pit lane time, but actually the box time. You were in the box for over half a second longer than everybody else, and I wasn't sure, if we had hired the wrong pit team tonight.
I need to fire a lot of people, apparently.
Yeah, well, it definitely something was going on. I wasn't sure if had trouble launching, getting out of there, or they weren't telling you go fast enough.
Somebody was paying them off.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, your qualifying time, was that par for the course at this track, or did we not have a good qualify?
So I went into turn 1 and I hit the wall.
Hmm.
So not planned. It's because we were practicing at night, and then the qualifying session went the day. And I, for some reason, was thinking I can go into turn 1 just as fast during the day as I did at night. I could not. It just went straight and hit the wall. And we only get 1 lap, so that was my lap.
Yeah, I had noted that during the race that normally you guys were practicing at night, and now all of a sudden I noticed it was the following day, and I was like, oh my gosh, what a little bit different track temperatures out there. I know that's for sure, and a little tricky out there as well. But man, congratulations on the win here. Are we going to see another one out of you come Rockingham?
I have to see if I can actually make that race. I want to, because I love Rockingham. That's like one of the most fun short tracks, I think, on iRacing. But I'll see if I can make it. I usually work Saturday nights, so we'll see.
Oh no, not good. Well, awesome job here, man. But right now you're doing very well here in the Cup Series, and you're really kicking it out there in the Truck Series. Seeing that Eric Sable seems to be having a little bit of stumbling issues here right at the end when it's his time to shine. You guys were neck and neck there for a good while. But hopefully we'll see more Andrew Hennessy up here as your 16 Ford comes in clutch here later on tonight.
Yeah, hopefully I don't flip again like I did a day ago. That was fun. I knew I was going to flip, but I kind of wished it happened earlier in the race and not lap like 65.
Yep, I think I even said something. He's on the lid. All right, shout out time, buddy.
Yeah, everyone who raises in the league, you guys for doing the broadcasts, all the admins for putting on the league, and Kevin James for giving me another win. He gave me an extra 5 horsepower on the side.
Yeah, I was looking at him right behind the 16 there. I wasn't sure what he's sitting in, so I was a little concerned.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a throwback to Josh Hassane's paint scheme earlier this year. It was like a jockey paint scheme or a croc paint scheme. I forget exactly. But Ricky made this for me. It is an awesome car.
Okay, and Bob the Builder as well.
Yeah, you had to have Bob the Builder. Come on.
I guess. Andrew Hennessy, congratulations on another fantastic win, buddy. You came in late in the race. I wasn't sure if you were going to be able to take Justin Krasneski. He was super fast out there tonight, but you got him. Congratulations for winning the Uncle Scotty Southern 200, and we'll see you hopefully next week.
Thank you.
All right, Douglas, good race here. Not too many cautions. I was expecting a few, but there's a reason why. Awesome job by all of our drivers out there. Anything left to add here?
Nothing really much to add. Rockingham should be very, very interesting, so to say. Not a track that I've been at before, so it'll be very interesting to see how next week plays out.
All right, hopefully the luck continues here with Simtrax Broadcasting and Rockingham. I've actually been able to call a couple of races at Rockingham with no cautions at that track, and you want to talk about a treacherous bump coming out of turn 2, it doesn't matter what vehicle you're in. The trucks have problem contacting the front bumper, the middle of the car connects in the next gens, and the Xfinities connect in the back end of the car. So regardless of what you're driving, it's going to make contact with the bottom of the track. Fortunately, that track has been torn up, and they are in the process of repaving it as we speak. I'm fairly certain it's finished. We're just waiting for a new laser scan by iRacing, and hopefully we'll be able to broadcast that as well as soon as that comes. But that's going to do it for us with Simtrax Broadcasting, bringing you the USORL League. Douglas Ross here in the booth. Patrick Morrison signing off here tonight, guys. Be well, be safe, be kind. We'll see all you guys next time.